Nimhard will fire. And closing quarters, a huge part of the New York Knicks win in this big game 3. They were down 2 games to none.
Yeah, NBA Straya. How are you doing? How you doing? You right? You should be. Why is that, Jim? Well, it's Monday, but most importantly, our conference finals are both 2-1. I mean, it was getting a little bit leery there for a second, but I think we're okay. Anyway, this is NBA Australia. It's Monday, May 26th. May the 26th be with you. We have a big weekend to wrap up for you today. We also had the All-NBA teams announced, so that's pretty cool. That's pretty fun. Either way, it's a fun one today here in Larry Armour Studio, so we're going to wrap up those awesome bevy of game 2s and 3s in the game race. We got That's the Knife, old mate, no mate, Spud of the night, better than Lonzo Ball. We got some, the unpopular opinion of the day, and Outback Takehouse. We're serving up a flame grill take. We have an Andrew Gaze Great Mamba Award for Outstanding Achievement in the Field of Excellence, and a pick and preview for tomorrow's wildly pivotal Game 4 of the Western Conference Finals. So, should be good. Let's get into it. Episode 1275 of NBA Straya. Let's go!
This is Josh Giddey.
G'day, this is Andrew Gaze.
This is Jack White.
This is Joe Ingles.
This is Darcy Daniels.
This is Chris Anstey.
This is Matthew Delvedova.
This is Shane Hill.
Hi, this is Ryan Brockhoff.
This is Mitch Creek. This is Nick Kay.
You're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening to NBA Australia.
You're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening to NBA Australia.
You're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening and watching NBA Australia.
This is NBA Australia. Let's do it.
Watch out for the shark attack.
You better. Better watch out for Chuck if you're those New York street meats, because that's right, we're going to have another game at MSG. Exciting times. You better also watch out for the Shaq attack if you're Threads. Or say, I don't know, a sponsor of Inside the NBA. Because Shaq is like, we're doing Threads. Threads, you got to be better. Threads is horrible. Threads, come on, man. Threads. It's like, all right. That's for a bloke who sells his soul as quickly as turning his bloody head. Icy Hot, Arizona iced tea, the Shaq-alicious gummies I quite literally have behind me here in the studio. Shaq just ragging on Threads was pretty funny. I'll actually pay that. Hey, let's start today's show the way we start every show here at NBA Straya. Usually with Jim having a whinge, but also a whip around. That's right. Hey, we're trying a new setup in the studio today. So if you're not watching on the YouTube, what are you doing? A. And B, hopefully it sounds okay and looks all right. But also C, the bloody baby has somehow given me, well, when I say somehow, I very clearly know how it's happened. But he's had he's been a little bit sick, just a little bit of a cold. And I don't know, in the last 2 hours, literally, I reckon since this Pacers Knicks game, I was a little bit nasally last night and it's just gotten way worse today. So, your mate Jim's I apologize for, sounding a little bit high, sounding like Cat out here. Hey man, I'm going to talk with my deep voice now. I love it when Cat code switches. Oh, come on, man. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Come on, man. Hey, man. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Carl Anthony Towns rocks. Anyway, so I should talk deeper. Just to try to negate the weaselly, nasally shit of my usual voice. Hey! The All-NBA teams got announced before we get into the games from the weekend. No real surprises. None of them. And anyone who's like, oh, look at all these snubs. This guy got snubbed. They're taking the fucking piss this year. I think you look at the first, second, and third All-NBA teams, and I think we kind of got it right. You got the 65-game threshold that you got to hit anyway. That knocked out a bunch of folks, KD, Wembanyama, etc. But I don't know. We'll get through the actual teams, and then we'll talk about any potential snubs. But first of all, I'm just calling bullshit No one got snubbed this year. First team was your MVP, SGA, of course. The runner-up, Nikola Jokic, hello. And, of course, the bloke who got 88 third-place votes in the MVP voting, Giannis. So, not bad. Who are the other two, Jim? Donnie Mitchell and Jason Tatum. So, this is literally just going to form with the MVP voting, really. And it's kind of just almost by circumstance that this kind of still works out as an actual All-NBA first team, right? You've got two guards, you've got two forwards, and you've got a center. It's kind of nice. Second team, Jalen Brunson, Steph Curry, Anthony Edwards, Evan Mobley, your Defensive Player of the Year. And one of these things is not like the other. LeBron James in the second team. It's fine, right? It's fine. He was good. Just wasn't spectacular. Third team, Cade Cunningham, Yo Beauty, Tyrese Halliburton. Yep, checks out. James Harden, Fatman, who barely clan. Karl Anthony Towns, oh my God. And J-Dub, Jalen Williams from the Oklahoma City Thunder. And so, I do love a good announcement, right? And they're like, oh my God, look at these snubs. They're all snubs. Look at the snubs. It's like, that's not... Trae Young wasn't fucking snubbed. He just wasn't as good as these dudes. What about Alpi Şengün, Jim? The fucking Rockets were the second best team in the West. Yes, and what happened to them in the playoffs? They got found out, didn't they? But they should have a representative in the 3 All-NBA. Should they? Why? Yeah, they won a lot of games, but it's because they had a lot of fucking good players. This isn't rocket surgery, bro. Come on, man. What about Jaren Jackson Jr., Jim? Yeah, what about him? The time it took you to say that, he fucking fouled 2 people in that time. What are we doing? What about Zoobs? I'll pay Zoobs. He was very good, but he wasn't better than Kat or Mobley or Jokic. So, I don't know. How about Hero? There goes my hero. Anytime you need somebody to shoot 41% and get you a 10 seed, Tyler Hero's your man. And what about the Souvlaki King, Jim? Domantas Sabonis, you love him. I do. But also, that guy is like, I don't know, he's like the bloody squid number 2, the baby squid. When it comes to like fucking, I'm pretty sure dairy and soy. Sabonis is like that with defense. Wildly fucking allergic, right? So yeah, the snubs, very simply, blow it out your ass. I think this is a really, really good array of all NBA talent. Harden, maybe, but he was all right. Still, pretty chaotic sort of year for it. And if you look at the actual sort of numbers of like, who actually made it to 65 games and who was actually eligible, yeah, it does sort of like thin the talent on the ground a little bit, doesn't it? It's like, yeah, and that's what it's kind of meant to do, right? You're meant to play as many games as possible. That's the entire fucking point of the bloody thing. So, yeah, I don't know. I can't really quibble with too many of the selections. Harden's probably the one that's a little bit sketchy for me. Outside of that, it's fine. No one got snubbed. Let's all be serious. Apart from maybe, just saying, come on, let's carve one out here for Jinglin' Joe Ingles, Dyson Daniels. Just saying, Josh Giddey. Dyson probably could have got a look in on the third team. I think I had him on my third team, probably ahead of James Harden, but that's a combination of thinking that James Harden is a flog and Dyson Daniels is a legend. So, yeah. Other little bits of bobs and news. Very little news over the weekend, apart from Jamaica, we have a bobsled team. Or rather, Jamaica, do we have a basketball team? Because Amen and Orsar Thompson, that's an all-defensive first team, Amen Thompson, Orsar Thompson, legend. They're looking at representing Jamaica in FIBA and the Olympics, etc. Because their dad's Jamaican, which rocks. So they're beginning the citizenship process. I love this. I think we need more just like random dudes going, fuck it. The American thing is just too goddamn competitive. I'm just going to go play for my dad's country's team. Looking at you, Kyrie. It was your mum, but still. Well, he was born over here. They were both, whatever. Anyway, both American. Luka. This is the last little bit of news. He looks skinny. I love a good skinny photo because as a fat bastard myself, They are very few and far between. So everybody getting a photo of Luka looking svelte at this Real Madrid game the other day. I very much appreciate it because as a doughy fucking chunky boy, anytime I look half fucking decent in a photo, I'm stoked. And Luka's just got to be over the moon about this because it gets everybody off his back for like at least 4 days. But he was looking very skinny. And this is it. He's just like, I don't know, he just spent literally 2 weeks not sinking piss and like eating hot dogs or whatever. And basically in the same way that I look probably substantially more svelte if I haven't been boozing for about a month and I haven't been then subsequently like deleting late night suvas and kebabs. Yeah, it's not wildly difficult to look okay in a photo. Just once. Good on you, Luka. Hey, what a weekend it was in the playoffs. Let's do some game wraps. Let's start with the Western Conference Finals, even though that was yesterday. Because we've got 2 games in the Pacers Knicks series to wrap up. But yesterday, Sunday, this was an absolute laugher. Minnesota host game 3 against the just rampaging Oklahoma City Thunder. Everybody has already put the Thunder in the finals. They've already got the Thunder winning the finals. Minnesota went, 143-101. They held OKC to 14 points in the first quarter. That's their lowest in a first quarter all season. It's 96 games so far. Bloody hell. They got up 20 very, very quickly. Like after the first quarter, they're up 20. And you're like, Jesus. I think I tweeted out at that point as well. Like, what is the over-under to feel even remotely comfortable against OKC? And I think I put the total at like 35.5 points. And to be honest, every time it was under about 35 points, you're like, but OKC can still come back. The problem is, yeah, the Wolves got up like 40. And you're feeling pretty good. How did this happen, Jim? Terrence Shannon Jr. That's how it happened. Well, not really, but he very much helped because there's a moment in that second quarter, right? He comes in, he plays like a couple of minutes and just gives him the old 1-2 Costa Zoo. In his first 4 minutes, he had 9 points. It was insane. He has this sick dunk, brings the house down. The dude is older than Ant-Man, which is amazing, but came in and just like solidified the Wolves' position of kicking the absolute shit out of OKC, right? Because OKC got straight killed.
So he got straight killed.
And that's like, that happens, right? They scored 72 points in the first half. That's the most in the first half ever in a playoff game for the Wolves. And then, of course, OKC put the fear of God into everybody and went on a nice little run at the start of the third quarter. They get it back to 22 points. And you're like, here they come. Here they go. And then they just couldn't score because the Wolves' defense was really, really good. But more importantly, their offense never got stuck. They really, really worked OKC's D. Sure. Who doesn't like a bit of a working of their D? But they, on the sort of subsequent response of a run, they had a McDaniels 3. He was really good in this game. Randall was fantastic. Ant-Man gets some free throws as well. Ant-Man hits a 3 to cap it all off. It's like suddenly you turn back around, it's 86-52. It's like 94-56. Pack her up, boys. Nicky Alexander-Walker hits a 3. It's 103-61. And you're like, Jesus. This is all over Red Rover. 107-70 going into the fourth quarter. The Wolves set up that's a franchise record for most points in a playoff game. And they put up the 3rd most points and had the 4th largest margin of victory in a conference finals game ever. So yeah, this was a shit pumping of the highest degree, but it was also very much OKC just going, yeah, fuck it. Right? They sort of like, I'm just like, they're watching this one on the iPad, hanging out going, oh, well, yeah, SJ could not get going. J-Dub was predictably just not great. He had 13, 4, and 3. SJ had 14 points. Got outscored by Terrence Shannon Jr. 4 of 13 shooting. Just tough, right? Chet couldn't get anything going. 10, 5, and 2. Dort hit a couple of threes. Hartenstein had 6 and 6, but that was it. Their bench just went completely MIA. Cason Wallace, Caruso, not putting on a Caruso, Wiggins. Yeah. Basically, in the same way that the Wolves had everything go wrong for them in game 1. The exact same thing happened to OKC in game 3 here. Because Minnesota went 20 of 40 from 3. So it's the exact opposite of what Minnesota did in game 1. They hit a million threes. They're feeling pretty good about themselves. Only had the 10 turnovers. Ant-Man had 39 and 6, went 5 of 8 from deep. Randall was really good, 24, 4 and 3. Rudy Gobert, he was there. McDaniels had 10, 6 and 4. Conley hit 2 threes. But their bench was solid again, right? Like Nicky Alexander-Walker had 10. Dante DiVincenzo hit a couple of threes. But most importantly, Naz Reid finally hit a fucking 3 after being 0 of 16 on his last tries. Finally gets one to go. He ends up with 10, 8 and 2. So this series now gets to 2-1. The series doesn't start until the home team loses, Jim. Well, the series could very well be over in Game 7 because Oklahoma could just win all their home games and the series would be finished. So it never started. But at least they're in the series, right? This was looking pretty fucking dire after Game 1 and 2. But I still backed the Wolves yesterday, as I said in the video. Oh, actually in Friday's show. Still feeling good about it. And they delivered. So that was kind of handy. And interestingly enough, this is the 31st time a playoff game has been decided by 40 points or more, right? None of the teams that lost by 40 went on to win the title. Just saying. Just saying. And then the other series. So that's 2-1 in the West. And it's now 2-1 in the East. How did that happen, Jim? Well, Indy just, like Game 3 on Saturday morning was pretty fucking crazy. I did the video from Auskick Saturday morning, sitting there with squid number 2 just fucking trying to punch me in the side of the head. It was great. I'm like, just fucking shush and eat your hot dog. Bloody hell. 114-109. Like, it was a really, really, really interesting game. It was tied going into the fourth quarter, I think. And Indy controlled the start of the fourth quarter, and that's how they won the game. Like, the Knicks could not hit a bucket at all. And it's basically kind of the opposite of what happened today in Game 3, where the start of the fourth quarter apparently is the most important part of this game. They're still up like 10, 110-100, not much time left. A 9-0 Knicks run right at the end got them right back in it. 14 seconds left. But you had free throws from Naismith. Brunson misses a 3. Just nowhere near it. Game over. The story here was Siakam. He was off his fucking chops, mate. 43 points. Everyone else made like no more than 5 shots. It was all Siakam all the time. 36-11 for Brunson, but the scoring elsewhere just completely went MIA. The slow start to the fourth quarter, and this was the big thing going into Game 3. You're like, oh shit, if you're down, Knicks, how do you fight back into these games? And the Knicks are like, yeah, we don't know. Oh boy. That was the 7th straight game as well. The Pacers had gotten to 100 points and 25 plus assists, and that's the 3rd time that's ever happened since 1987 in the playoffs. Pretty crazy. So the Pacers do the unthinkable, go up 2-0 on the Knickerbockers on Saturday morning, setting the scene for today's amazing Game 3. They've had the Indy 500. There's like 300,000 people at that. You've got Pacers, Knicks. Indianapolis is absolutely fucking popping. As much as that little fucking tiny shithole. Jim, Indianapolis is lovely. Sure. If you like 3 restaurants and 4 bars. And just fucking. No, old mate, I've never actually been in Indianapolis. This is all just like reflections. But anyway, Game 3. So everyone is hype as fuck. You've got an entire fucking state just trying their hardest to shit on the Knicks and New York and all this sort of fun stuff. And then it kind of worked. The Pacers were fucking killing them. It was a really tight first quarter. Knicks made a change in their starting lineup. They bring in the other Mitch Robinson for Josh Hart. He goes to the bench. It kind of worked-ish. They at least upped the defensive intensity from the get-go, but the Pacers still just like figured it out a bit quickly. They out-rebounded them, the Pacers anyway, 14-11 in the first quarter. They led by 4. And they sort of slowly got it out to 8. TJ McConnell was causing all sorts of havoc. And then the Pacers defense just goes the old, come here, puts him in a fucking headlock. And then, Marge, the Rains are here. Like, it was the Pacers lunch. Like, I hate the fact that they call it the yeses. Like, that's just one of the stupidest slogans you'll ever see. But as they go on these runs where they just go, you can't stop us, sucked in dickheads, fuck off. it's incredible. There's this incredible moment where there's a challenge on a shooting foul on Cat. And Cat instead gets like slapped with a foul. Pacers then rip off an 8-zip run right after it. Boom, they're up 15. Then Halliburton hits a 3. They're up 18. It's 11 points in 2 minutes since that fucking challenge. And then boom, another turnover. Halliburton gets a dunk. It's a 20-point lead with 3 minutes 20 left in the third quarter. The Knicks had made 2 fucking shots up to that point in the second quarter. And you're like, oh, fucking hell, the Pacers are up 3-zip. Brunson's in foul trouble. He picks up his 4th just before the end of the half. Cat's in foul trouble. Deuce McBride's in foul trouble. And at the half, you're just like, Jesus. Just really dumb basketball. It's 58-45. So they've pulled it back a little bit. They close on an 8-2 run to close out the second quarter. Bridges hits a big 3 at the end of it, right? And it leads Kenny the Jet Smith to drop a fucking fire line, which is, what is it? Tom Thibodeau wouldn't play 9 players in a baseball game. Now, for those not familiar with the game of baseball, you have 9 players that you play. So that's fucking, that rocks. Way to go, fucking Kenny. But then the Knicks, look, they drag it back to 60-50 at the start of the third quarter. Boom. You fucking blink and it's back out to 16. Knicks get it back down to 8 after a 7-0 run. Deuce McBride hits a shot. You got dumb Benny Mathurin fouls. And like they had a chance. Like they get it down to like what? 8, I think. Yeah, so as I said, they get it down to 8. You have this really, really, really great chance. Deuce McBride misses a shot. Instead, there's like a Miles Turner dunk at the other end. It's 80-70. And you're like, oh, that might have been a bit of a chance there. But you go into the fourth quarter. You're still down double digits. You want to be under 10 points. These Knicks go, do not fucking care, because you know what we've got? It's this bloke over here named Karl Anthony Towns. He came out and go, oh my God, let me hit these shots. I'm going to hit these shots. Oh my God. And he did. It was fucking crazy. He scored, 15 points in the blink of a fucking eye. Dropping threes, awesome defense. You turn around, it's a 5-point game, then it's a 3-point game. Suddenly, the Knicks fucking lead. 86-85. You're like, what the hell is going on? Then Brunson gets his 5th foul. You're like, oh, Jesus. Can't be dogging the boys, bro. Can't be dogging the boys. Didn't matter. They still keep it up. 90-90, 91-90. Cat hits his free throws. He's got 17 points at this point. 5.5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. And Indy's offense. This is exactly what I've been yelling about all series, right? Indy want to play the way they play. And if they aren't able to play the way they want to play on their terms, it gets fucking hard. Usually Halliburton's good enough to sort of save their ass. But when their offense sort of devolves into Siakam ISOs and shit, you've got him. Siakam's good, but just saying, it's a fucking big load to carry. Cat then hits a heat check 3. They're up 4 points out of fucking nowhere, 94-90. Siakam scores, though. You get free throws from Bridges. A really dubious call there, too, but important free throws. A missed shot, a Knicks turnover. Halliburton hits a pull-up jumper. And you're like, oh, shit. They're still right fucking here. Can the Knicks get any separation? The answer was no. No, they couldn't. Not until right at the end. There's misses everywhere. Siakam draws a foul on OG. It's tied at 98-98. Brunson finally comes back on. For some fucking reason, he's been sitting on the pine for this long. You've even got Reggie and Stan going, what the fuck is Tibbs doing? You're gonna ride with the fucking dude who got you here. He finally comes on and quite literally straight away hits the go-ahead shot again. There's a Naismith miss. You get 2 more Knicks misses after offensive rebounds, and you're like, oh my God, this is so fucking hairy. But Turner misses a massive 3 with 22 seconds left. It's still 100-98. They have to foul Josh Hart when he gets the rebound. His rebounding was such a big difference in the second half of this game. His energy helped really switch this game along with Cat's fucking just incredible fourth quarter. He hits both free throws. It's 102-98. Hart is just it's not so much the barometer, but it's just the hustle and the fuck you-ness that he has on the floor for your team. It makes such a fucking difference. Bridges fouls Halliburton with 9 seconds left, right? They're up 4. And I'm kind of I don't mind it. Because then you have to, just as long as you can inbound the ball, you're laughing, right? They get it to Brunson. He hits both free throws. They're up 4 again. Siakam misses the big 3 with 5 seconds left. They took too fucking long down the stretch as well, these Pacers teams. It was really weird to watch it all unfold. Hart hits free throws after getting the rebound again after that miss. Game over. Knicks outscored them 36-20 in the fourth quarter. They are big. They just became the first team ever in the playoffs to have 3 20-plus point comebacks in the playoffs. They've done that 3 of the last 4 times on the road, which is insane. So, I mean, it was the Knicks defense that really like ratcheted up in that second half when it looked like they were fucked. But Karl Anthony Towns realizing that he's bigger than fucking everybody on the court was pretty big. Also, having Mitch Robinson out there very clearly helped Cat like reserve a little bit of energy. And they just went, fuck it, we'll go through Cat to start the fourth quarter, and it worked. Amazing gear. Also, Indy shot 5 of 25 from downtown, and their role players didn't show up. But role players play better at home, Jim. They do, usually. 12 turnovers, only 44% from the floor. Halliburton had 20 and 7. Siakam 17 and 4. Turner had 19 and 4, but went 1 of 6 from deep. Naismith and Nembhard, they're your guys if you're the Pacers, right? If they go double digits, both of them, Pacers win. Naismith went 8 and 7. Nembhard 9, 4 and 3, shot 2 of 9. I'm going to talk about them later. Mathurin was a train wreck. He had 2 points. Ain't no stopping Obi Toppin. He was feeling it. He had some sick alley-oops. Finished with 8 and 4. TJ McConnell was really good early on. Not to be seen again. 12 points for him. Knicks, 14 turnovers, but 11 of 32 from downtown. Compared to 5 of 25 that the Pacers had, it's pretty big. Naismith also turned his ankle. So it's kind of like a little bit unfair to be like, oh, what are you doing? But the Knicks fought all these fucking foul problems and managed to pull it off. Karl Anthony Towns with 24 and 15. Awesome game. Brunson, 23 points, 10 and 10 at the free throw line. 1 of 5 from deep. Despite all of this, all that foul trouble, that's a pretty good game. 16 for OG. Josh Hart had 8 points, 10 rebounds. Mikal Bridges had 15 points on 6 of 18 shooting. 1 of 6 from downtown, Mikal. Deuce! He was so fucking good. He really kept them alive in that third quarter. 9 points for him, 4 of 4 from the line. The other Mitch Robinson, 6 and 6. Ben Shep. Wait a second. Why am I saying Ben Shepherd? He played as well, but that's for the Pacers. He had 3 and 2 steals, but anyway. Great job by the Knickerbockers. Landry Shamet was out there causing all sorts of fucking kerfuffles, getting steamrolled by dudes, getting up and up like Obi Toppin's face, which is pretty funny. Delon Wright played 13 minutes and was super fucking solid despite having 2 points and 1 assist. It's pretty crazy. Same with Sham Wow. They were both like Sham Wow had a plus 12 in his 11 minutes. The best on the team. He hit 1 or 2 from 3, and that was about it. So, anyway, great job by the Knickerbockers. They get it to 2-1. That means we get another game in MSG, if nothing else. It's going to be chaos. All right, let's do an NBA Australia approved performance of the bloody knife.
That's not a knife. That's a knife.
That is a knife. Pascal Siakam in game 2. 39, 5 and 3. Ant-Man in his game 3, 39 and 6, along with Julius Randle, who, it's kind of weird, like Randle's stats won't blow you away in that one. What was it, 24 points and stuff, but the composure that he had in the second half just to go, no, seriously, boys, we're kicking the fuck out of these dudes. We're not letting them back in the game was really, really important. But of course, it has to be Karl Anthony Towns today. 20 fucking points in the fourth quarter. Was absurd shit. 24 and 15 he finishes on, 8 of 17 shooting, 3 of 7 from deep, 5 of 6 at the free throw line. He was obviously the driver behind them getting back into the game, taking the lead and staying there. It was fantastic to see it. It was really fun to see him use his big D. I got my man voice on now. I'm Karl Anthony Towns, motherfucker. It's like, good job, Karl. Good job. Karl Anthony, sorry. Who's Spud of the night, though?
Spud, 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 it is Spud of the night.
Spud of the night. How about that OKC bench? Yeesh. Caruso, 1 of 5. Isaiah Joe, 1 of 7. Jalen Williams, 0 of 6. 16 minutes and 0 field goal attempts for Cason Wallace. Yeah, bit of a tough one. But I mean, at the same time, and you get that on the big jobs if you're OKC. They'll probably kick the fuck out of Minnesota by 40 tomorrow. The Knicks starting unit was a minus 50 going into this game, a minus 29 in the Eastern Conference Finals, which is pretty crazy. That's pretty Spud worthy. But really today, the Pacers, as I said, Naismith and Nembhard, so much just sort of like just revolves around them hitting some shots, and you're laughing. Today they went 4 of 17 combined, 1 of 6 from 3. Brutal. And Benny Mathurin, 9 minutes, 1 turnover, 1 foul, 0 of 1 from the floor. He was shocking. Absolutely shocking. Who's old mate, no mates?
Old mate, no mates. Old mate, no mates. Old mate, no mates. Old mate, no mates. Old mate, no mates.
Who's got no mates today? SGA getting booed in Minnesota. All the dude did was go and win the MVP, and he's getting booed. But I think it's the fans booing his like free throw grifting, because they're literally out there chanting free throw merchant, which is pretty funny. It's a bit of a clunky chant, but I guess it works. Pretty brutal though, and pretty funny. So well played. Bit of old mate, no mates. Scott Foster as well. He's got no mates. He's called the extender for a reason. I don't think Pacers fans will be too up in arms about Scott Foster today. There was a couple of dubious ones that went against the fucking Knicks as well. But yeah, even Stan Van Gundy down the stretch is like, how the fuck is that a foul in the 2025 playoffs? You're going to call it one way all game and then that? Serious? That was pretty good. Scott Foster, he's got no mates. Pantsing of the night. There's only one dude who gets pants as badly as you'll ever see today. Andy Nembhard quite literally got posterized by Karl Anthony Towns. I posted the photo on the socials. It is an amazing photo that every time you look at it again, you realize something else. You're like, oh, look at Halliburton's face. Oh, shit, Nembhard is getting fucking axed. Look at that weird look on Cat's face. And then once you watch the video, he gives him a very quick Sean Kemp point. You know? Just give him the old fucking bang. I love the Sean Kemp point. It's just incredible. Just, whew. He pointed what, Chris Gatling? Oh, yeah. Anyway, love that. Yeah, so Nembhard got pantsed. OKC got pantsed, obviously, in Minnesota as well. 42-point loss. Jesus, that's brutal. Who was better than Bronny James over the weekend, though?
Lonzo was the best player in high school. He was the best player in college. You think he'll get to the pros and be like, I made it to the pros, now I can be average. He's coming for everybody.
Coming for everybody. Terrence Shannon Jr. I mean, also better than Bronny James. Bryce James graduating. LeBron, in a surprise twist, had to make it all about him at the graduation ceremony. It's like, LeBron, shut the fuck up. Your son's graduating. You don't need to heckle. You don't need to be on, you dipshit. Shut the fuck up. Anyway, Terrence Shannon Jr. came on and changed that game. Well, he didn't change that game. He just made sure that that foot stayed firmly planted on the fucking neck of that OKC team, right? 15 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 5 of 8 from the floor, 1 of 3 from 3. 1 of 3 from 3. Terrence Shannon Jr., weapon. Love that for him. He was so fucking good. It's also a thing that just happens in the playoffs. There'll be like a game where a role player just goes, hey, today I'll have an out-of-body experience and be fucking awesome. Aaron Naismith did that in game 1, hit those 6 threes. What else? I mean, just this is like the perfect example. Terrence Shannon. AJ Mitchell as well had 14 points in that same game, but he also got his ass kicked. So there you go. What about a Magic tweet of the week? Indiana Pacers shocked the world again by beating the New York Knicks 114-109 at home. Pascal Siakam led the Pacers with 39 points. They are playing great full-court pressure defense and excellent team basketball on offense. That's why they are up 2-0 in the series. Thanks, Magic. All right, and finally, Dickhead of the Weekend.
Dickhead of the Week!
I want to give this as a legend of the weekend, but a bit of a combo, right? Chris Finch. Mate, you're winning a playoff game by 42 points. You're in the conference finals. Put Joe Ingles in for 20 seconds. Look, I get it. I'm old as fuck. If I was sitting on a bench for 2 hours, I would not want to go to a basketball game. I'd probably tear a fucking ACL, or in my case, I 100% snap my Achilles. I did my last treatment today, actually, on that. Pretty cool. Hopefully she'll be right. But either way, you had the entire crowd chanting, Joe, 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 Joe. And Jingles is sitting there on the bench going, oh, this is pretty good. Yeah, not bad, not bad. He's also, I do not want to go in. But so, Legend of the Week, Jingles. Dickhead of the Week, come on, Chris Finch. Have a heart. Put him in. All right, let's take a quick break. Come back with some yeah-nahs right after this.
This is Cam Glidden.
This is Anthony Drimmick.
This is Mitch McCarron.
This is Jason Kadee.
This is Darryl McDonald.
Hey guys, this is Hugh Greenwood.
Yo, what's going on? This is Illy.
This is Mark Worthington, or commonly known as Wortho, and you're listening to NBA Australia.
You're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening to NBA
And you're
Australia.
listening to NBA Australia.
You're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening to NBA Australia.
You're listening to NBA Australia.
All right, let's do some yeah-nahs brought to you by you. That's right, you can shout your old mate Jim a beer or a coffee. Just click on the link in the bio. It'll take you through to it. Be much appreciated. You help keep the pirate ship afloat. You know, got to keep doing this thing, even though I'm sick. Just sounds so fucking nasally. Let's do some yeah-nahs. Also, shout us a beer. Link in the bio. 2-1 Eastern Conference Finals and Western Conference Finals, Jim. Can the Knicks or the Wolves come all the way back? Yeah, nah. I mean, technically, yeah. So, it's pretty weird. In conference finals, the team that goes up 2-0 is 76-6, right? So the 6 instances that the team was up 2-0 that lost, in 71 it was Knicks Bullets. Bullets win game 3-4, 6 and 7. Crazy, right? Just completely spanner in the works for the Knicks in 71. 1993 Knicks Bulls. Classic. Knicks are up 2-0. Bulls sweep 3-6. You have the John Stark dunk over the Bulls team was fucking gnarly. Jordan has 54. It's the Charles Smith series. Gets blocked a million times in game 5, right? 2007 Pistons Cavs. Cavs sweep game 3-6. That's also the famous game 5 LeBron scoring 29 of the last 30 points. 25 straight. Pretty incredible gear. 2012 Spurs. Up 2-0. Thunder. The come of age. They sweep games through 3-6. It was pretty crazy. That Spurs team was awesome. And then get punched in the mouth. Boom. 2018 Celtics Cavs. This was the very young Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown team. LeBron James and those Cavs just got them eventually in games 3, 4, 6, and 7. 2019 Bucks and Raptors. Bucks are up 2-0. And then the Raptors sweep 3-6 because they formed a fucking wall against Giannis. So, it is possible. And you sort of saw both OKC and Indy, who would look so fucking good going up 2-0, running their shit, playing the game on their terms. As soon as it got a bit wonky, it got real fucking wonky. And like that's kind of like the variability of these playoffs, but specifically of basketball in 2025, where you saw the Wolves go 20 of 40 from downtown in game 3. If you hit 23s in a game, it's pretty fucking hard to lose. As long as you're not shooting like 70 of them. Looking at you, Celtics. So, can they do it? Yeah. Because the Knicks just proved that they can win in Indianapolis, finally. They were 0-9 before that game too. Whereas Minnesota, we know that they're a good team. And that's exactly why I picked them back on Friday for Sunday's game. We know that they're a good team. We know that defensively they can step up and be fucking awesome. You play them at home. We'll see what happens. Check it out. You kick the fuck out of them. If they can even the series, Minnesota, it's a 3-game series after that. The same thing obviously goes for the Knicks. The Pacers just feel so much better and so much deeper. But if the Pacers role players just suddenly don't hit shots, it can get fucking squirrely as well. But they also look just that much better. So, do either of them actually come back and win the series? Yeah, nah. Well, I got to say yeah, because I picked both the Knicks and the Wolves to get through. So. Do I believe in them? Yeah, nah. No, I do not believe in them at all. And it shits me up the wall. Hey, are these the wildest playoffs you can remember, Jim? Yeah, nah. Maybe not the wildest in terms of results or, you know, awesome matchups, that sort of shit. But the swings and roundabouts of these playoffs have been fucking insane, hasn't it? Like the comebacks especially, that's probably going to be the story of these playoffs. Just comeback after fucking comeback. It doesn't matter if you're Indy, if you're the Knickerbockers. Like the way OKC and Denver went at each other, it felt like all of those games were fucking slugfests. Minnesota versus the Warriors. Look, they have been really fucking wild playoffs. I reckon maybe at the end of this, so this is Monday's show, maybe by Friday's show, we'll be able to actually go back through a bunch of different playoffs that have been absolutely off their heads and just sort of see how this one compares, because this is incredible. Like seriously, the Knicks 20-plus point comebacks 3 times in one playoff fucking run is incredible. And the Pacers just keep doing insane shit as well. So maybe. Seriously, the Pacers also became the 9th team in NBA history to win 6 straight playoff road games. 6 straight. It's absurd. And then finally, the reasoning as to why Minnesota beat the fuck out of OKC. Matty O. Fuck me, Jim. White t-shirts. Yeah, nah. Yeah, it was weird. Minnesota fucked the like, you know me. T-shirts. Match the fucking team you're supporting's jersey so your mate Jim's brain doesn't just fucking deep fry itself every time it looks at the tally. I watched that entire game going, wait, they're not in Oklahoma, are they? Fuck. Because OKC are in the white jerseys. The crowd are in white jerseys. How hard is this to fucking figure out? Jesus. Anyway, unpopular opinion of the day.
Now look at me, please. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me.
Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. I brought this up the other day. The NBA is just 100% trying its hardest to get New York and the Wolves in the finals. But unpopular opinion, I fucking hate ratings talk. Oh, but what about the ratings? Oklahoma City versus the Pacers would be the lowest rated finals ever. I don't fucking care. It's not my money. I'm just watching the basketball. Are the games good? Yes. Then shut the fuck up. Like, people will tune in and discover that this is awesome basketball. And they will go, that's the MVP, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. I should know who he is. Is that Tyrese Halliburton? I should know who he is as well. This is how you make stars. But what about the ratings? Yeah, great. The ratings next year for the fucking Pacers and OKC games will be fucking through the roof. Like, did we fucking bitch and moan when the Pacers were in the fucking, like, Eastern Conference finals and shit for years in the 90s? No! Shut the fuck up. Fucking ratings police. Who fucking cares? Jesus Christ, you nerds. All right, anyway, Outback Takehouse. It's Monday at Outback, and you know what that means? Oh, yeah. The Squids and I spent the weekend in the fucking backyard, slow roasting the wombat that we beat to death with shovels and cricket bats on Saturday. You just chuck her in the fucking slow roaster, bit of an apple in the mouth, and as I said, you chop it up, and it all comes out fucking square, just like their poos. So there you go. You chuck that on a bit of a kebab, slow roasted wombat on a kebab stick. Bloody beautiful. Only at Outback. And today's Flame Grill take is, as soon as the Knicks put up street names for their players, they were fucked against the Pacers. Only at Outback. This still blows my fucking mind that they did that. Seriously. Putting up the street names of, like, the players when you've made it to the conference finals, bro. Act like you've been here before. Fucking hell, Knicks. What are you doing? Jesus. At least make the finals before you put up fucking street names. Ariel Huckporty Drive. Jesus. Settle down. Australian Player Watch. Let's do it. Press the button. Let's go. Well, Australian Player Watch is, again, very, 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 very brief. Because our man Johnny Fefe did not get out there today. Again, for the Pacers. And I mean, he probably won't until there's a blowout in these in this conference finals. He hasn't been out there since they kicked the fuck out of the Cavs in game 4. And then, obviously, Jingling Joe Ingles didn't get out there either in yesterday's game, despite Chris Finch being yelled at by me, by the crowd, to put Joe in. He didn't. So a couple of did not play coaches' decisions. Bit of a rough one, but you get that on the big jobs. Right, let's do a bit of a Andrew Gay's Great Mamba Award for Outstanding Achievement in the Field of Excellence. Jesus, what is going on with the iPad? I'll tell you what, let's do it.
It's the first annual Andrew Gay's Great Mamba.
Outstanding achievement in
Excellence. Let's do it. Andrew Gay's Great Mamba Award today goes to LeBron James. What was that, Jim? 21 fucking All-NBA teams for LeBron. 21! It's a lot. 21 All-NBA selections. That's 6 more than Kareem, Tim Duncan, and Kobe. At 15. It's so fucking crazy. Honorable mention, SGA. Up until the egg that he laid in Game 3, he'd had, 5 consecutive 30-plus point playoff games. The first player in Thunder history to do so. The Thunder have had a couple of pretty good players on them for their very short existence. Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, a couple of MVPs. He's only the 3rd MVP in franchise history. Anyway, but that's pretty good. 5 consecutive 30-plus point playoff games. Bloody hell. Giannis, 7 straight first-team All-NBA teams. He was also unanimous in every year bar 2024 in those ones. Pretty bloody good. Pretty weird that he wasn't unanimous last year, but still. Off he goes. 7 straight first-team All-NBA, 6 unanimous. Historically, we're going to look back and go, hang on a second. Why didn't Giannis win more titles? And it's always going to be injuries, weird shit, injuries, Doc Rivers. All right, let's do the Paddy Mills Game Day Baller Game Day Twitter check-in. And this is a big one today because Paddy's having a kid. How good was this? Did you see this over the weekend? He and the missus hard launched the baby, which is amazing. Looks incredible. Alyssa looks just, fucking stunning. And Paddy looks just over the moon, which is really cool. So our little island girl is on her way. Picture of him with his terrifyingly excellent six-pack, by the way. There's the misso in some nice looking swimwear. No doubt, straight the label. Her fashion label. There's a picture of Paddy, the missus, the doggo, and the prego belly. Love to see that. Congrats to Paddy and Alyssa. That's fucking fantastic. I think I commented, incoming new Opal. Exciting times. That's fucking great. Do you reckon Paddy comes home because of this? Bryce Cotton goes to Adelaide. Paddy signs with Perth, ? Wildcats fans, for all the bitching and moaning about the Bryce Cotton stuff, if they got Paddy Mills, I'm just saying. Right. Congrats again to Paddy. That's fucking awesome. Great news for him. Let's do a game preview for tomorrow. Game preview. Game preview. Thanks, Inadvertent Bane. Not a problem, Jim. How was the weekend? Well, pretty good. If you saw the Sunday Tins with Jim last night, I enjoyed that. Couple of beeros. Didn't do a giant amount, which was kind of needed. Needed a quiet weekend. The squid, a little bit sick here and there. A little bit of a cough. It was all good, and then got everybody else sick. So, anyway. What do we got tomorrow? We have Western Conference Finals Game 4. The Wolves hosting OKC after the 42-point win. Can we see a world where Minnesota have this back on level terms at 2-2, right? I think, if nothing else, we're actually finally going to get a close game. And I really, 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 really want to take the Wolves again, having backed them 3 straight games in this series. But Oklahoma City, if there's going to be one team that has the fucking turnaround fuck you upness, kind of feels like it might be them. But hear me out. I'm going to take the Minnesota Timberwolves as underdogs once more, plus 2.5. And I think the Thunder win a thriller. I reckon this one should be closer. The Thunder are just so fucking good that every time now I'm like, oh, I'll take the Wolves. You kind of go, oh, but then you just think about the Thunder. The thing is, on the road, J-Dub had a stinker, Chet had a stinker, SGA had a stinker, their bench had an absolute stinker as well. So what happens is, do Minnesota actually step up and make them have another stinker? That's what everything hinges on for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Them making the other team have a stinker. I kind of think they might have that in them. If their role players can hit some more threes again, if Ant-Man can control the turnovers again, the Wolves, look, I'm going to take the plus 2.5 because I do think they can win. But at the same time, I think Oklahoma City might just break their fucking hearts and win this game either way. But I'm going to take the Wolves. I'll be the forever optimist and hope. I'm basically also barracking so that we get a longer series at this point. Because we've also got to get a good game. Seriously. 3 fucking just giant swings in this series. Let's get a tight game. Let's get the Wolves plus 2.5. That gives us a little bit of cover if Oklahoma City pull out the thriller. So we're going to go the Wolves. Pretty crazy, hey? And if you look ahead to Game 4 of the Eastern Conference Finals, jeez. The Pacers are 2.5-point favourites there. That's my first lean there too. Either way, we're going to go the Wolves tomorrow. That should be a cracker. You can follow all the vibes and everything we do, of course, over at Dabble. Literally, we're on a fucking streak of just smashing every pick that we've made. I think it's 3 straight now. So we're doing pretty well. Use the code NBA Straya. You can copy and follow everything we do. Bunch of other same gamers in there too. So check it all out. Over at Dabble. Those guys are legends. Appreciate them. If that's your thing. If it isn't, you can always just shout me a beer and support the show that way. Hey. All right, but that'll do us for today. What a weekend. God, that was fun. And we'll be back on deck tomorrow for a big Tuesday to wrap up Thunder Wolves Game 4. Pivotal Game 4. Who doesn't love a pivotal Game 4? I do. So, remember, you can follow, we'll also do the video tomorrow morning, the Vibes video, playoffs in a minute. We do that every day. So, make sure you're following us on Twitter, Facey, IG, TikTok, and YouTube. Get all over it. Run all the socials. That's what we do. And we'll be back on deck tomorrow with this show, of course. So get around this show, NFL Australia, rate, review, star, subscribe. I don't know, comment, jump in the comments, send through some nars, hit us up on the DMs. I need some nars for tomorrow, so send them through. Be very much appreciated. Do that on your Apple Podcast, your Spotify, YouTube, whatever app you're using, Android phone, rate, review, star, subscribe. Thank you very much. Buy us a beer, shout us a coffee. If you want, the link's in our bio. Same thing goes for Dabble. If you want to sign up, use the link in our show description or in the link in our bio. Use that code NBA Australia when you sign up. Big thanks always go to From Oslo for the intro and outro song. They rule. So do House Hats, Joshua Delarentis, Fascinated, Goldmines, Ramshackle Army, Iowa, Section O, Green, and Dozers. They're behind all the tunes you hear throughout the show. So smash them all on Bandcamp, Triple J and Earth, Face Apple Music, Spotify. However you support your bands, listen to your bands, do so. NBA Australia supports Australian bands. Right, we'll finish off with a brand new Dally review. A very quick one, and then we'll get out of your hair. And we will catch you tomorrow, you dickheads. This is NBA Australia saying, look after yourselves, would ya? And let us out! Oi, 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 how the fuck is? It's your old mate Dally over here, just swinging by for my latest pop culture review, eh? And I've got to tell you, have you seen that movie Thunderbolts? Like, no spoilers or nothing, because never do spoilers here on the old Dally reviews or whatever, but fucking Thunderbolts is pretty good. Well, I don't know, a bunch of those Marvel movies have been pretty fucking shithouse of late, haven't they? So, it was kind of like good to go in there, pretty low expectations, go, that's pretty fucking funny. It's pretty deep too. Sort of messed with my head a little bit, and you're like, Jesus, walk out of there going, fucking not bad, Marvel, you're fucking pretty good. Like, you know, it's got like all of them on the poster and shit, so you got like, what was it, Red Guardian? He's fucking funny as that bloke rules. That's really funny. You got the fucking dude with the arm. You got the dude who's like the other shitty Captain America, and a bunch of other folks, like the chick from fucking Oppenheimer. She's fucking awesome as. Like, yeah, so anyway, so I really pretty much enjoyed that. Thought it was pretty fucking good, Thunderbolt. So it gets like, well, I don't know, let's say 18 out of 10 Dally ones. So yeah, pretty good. All right, that'll do us for today then. I'll get out of your hair. Fucking piss off then, dickheads. All right, I will. Later, fuckos. Dally out. G'day, legends. Your mate Jim from NBA Australia here. That's right, I'm doing a thing at the end of the show. In the business, we call it a thing at the end of the show, I guess. I don't know. Either way, all I'm just saying is just make sure you're rating, reviewing, starring, subscribing across all of the apps that you use for NBA Australia. Jump in the comments, give us a shout. We'll bang you in yeah, nahs. Any other questions? I'll have a crack. I've got nothing better to do, basically. Also, just ask any questions, tell me what you want to hear from the show, and sing out and let us know. And of course, if you want to help support the show, jump on the old dabble, use that code NBA Australia, click on the link that's in the show description or on the socials. It goes up whenever I do the morning vibes, etc. So, if that's your thing, jump on there, use that code NBA Australia, and remember, look after yourselves, would you?
This has been